what is visible from the outside may not be what is going on the inside. So the past 5 days, I have gone through yet another transition, and I got some really beautiful, moving lessons. But today, on the phone with a girlfriend who offered me some feedback, and it was really powerful to hear that. Like, I'm so glad that she suggested that I do that. She said that one of the things that I had talked about with her, and I'd recorded a video and posted it, and then I talked with her behind the scenes about what that meant to me. She said the way that it appears has nothing to do with what you just told me. And there's definitely a possibility that you're being misunderstood, or that you're almost misrepresenting yourself because you didn't present the video in context or add details, whatever the case may be, right? The example is irrelevant. But I guess what I wanted to get to today is that sometimes when you're focusing on these internal lessons, you don't always know how they look to the outside. The ultimate version of this that was explained to me was when I went to a plant medicine ceremony. One of the things that one of the I'm going to call him administrator and the administrator of the ceremony, what he related to us was that what may appear that someone is having like almost a violent episode may be very different, may be a beautiful epiphany on the inside. So not to get involved with anyone's process, right? Like just let them do them and then whatever, you know. So it's very interesting as someone who like really pokes deeply and then daily does it like kind of a download of what I've learned or what I'm reflecting on, to have it given back to me that my intention is not it's not what I thought my perspective was. And that's valuable. That's valuable because I always feel like I'm being so clear. And yet she was like, yeah, if you didn't tell me that other part, I wouldn't know what you were talking about. And because I'm so steeped in this like introspection, I forget sometimes that you're not in here with me. Like, what, aren't you? Don't you know exactly what I mean? So I really am going to make a concerted effort to, I guess, make sure that I'm understood, to ask for feedback. And, you know, I've done a video, and I'm going to link it down below, on effective listening, where after listening, you ask, if you ask your person that's listening with you, you ask them for feedback, the first thing that they should say is what I heard was, so that you can make sure that what they heard was contextually what you meant. So today, the thought that I leave you with is, I guess it's clarity. I guess it's clarity of message. And that sometimes when you think you're being very clear, it can come across as quite opaque. And sometimes it's okay not to explain yourself. And sometimes you might want to give a little bit more data. It really depends on how you want to be seen, how you want to be perceived, and who you're speaking to, and the level of understanding that you really require from them. Because you know what? There's some people that it's okay that they don't understand. I'm not for everybody. I get it. So I offer you today the moment of asking for some feedback. Making sure that when you make a declarative statement, that it's understood. And anytime that you can practice active listening, where you're clarifying what you heard to make sure that the speaker feels heard and seen, that's huge. In intimate relationships, that is such a beautiful exchange and so elevates the level of communication. And that is what I offer today. And I will see you tomorrow.